Hello friend, let's start 7th class science chapter number 16, water, a priceless resources. In this chapter we will do a discuss about water. You know that water is very important and we do not exist without water, because water is not important for a living thing also, it for a human also it is also required for a plant. And you know that in every year 22 March celebrated as a World Water Day. And in this day we spreaded the information about the water and we discuss about this, that because you know that a safe waters and a shortage of water is a burning issue in front of the world. You know that United Nation is recommended us about the awareness of the water shortage. He recommended that 50 liter water is required for every person's for maintaining of his hygiene, health and hygiene. Then 50 liter water is required for every person for doing his work, such as drinking, washing, cooking and maintaining a proper hygiene. And you know that water is how much water is available on our earth. In this chapter we will do a discuss about how much water is available on the earth, and also different form of the water we will also discuss, and what is the water cycle, and groundwater is important sources of the human how. And in this chapter we will do a discuss about the uses of groundwater and depletion of water table, and what is the water management also we will discuss here, and what is your role for saving of water and effect of without water on the plant. All the topic we will do a discuss here one by one. Then first thing is how much water is available on the earth. For knowing this point we will discuss here about this table. You know that 71% of the earth is filled with the water, and but only a 0.006% water we use. How? Because it is a fresh water. What is fresh water actually? Fresh water is a water we use for our drinking and maintaining our hygiene. That is a fresh water. And if I will say about the water, then if you assume that a 20 liter capacity bucket is filled of the water, it is a full it represent water that is present on our earth. If you take out 100 times water through a 5 milliliter capacity spoon, then it shows in a mug, it shows the fresh water. It is a total fresh water on the earth. And when you take out the 30 tiny spoon of water through in a glass, it shows the ground water. Okay, and only 1/4 spoon of water represent we use for our drinking. Then you can think that how much a small quantity we have of fresh water. Then it is a very important thing that I think that you have understood that how much a small quantity is present for using as a fresh water for a people. Then we have to save water, because without water we can't alive. If I will say about the form of the water, that sometime you will see that in winter season that a snow is snowing. What is this? This is a snowing, and it is a solid form of the water, whereas the rain is a liquid form of water, and the water vapor is a gaseous form of the water. Then three type of form of the water. First is snow, second is rain, and third is water vapor. Then three type of form is present, and it is a form of the water. If I will say about the water cycle, then what is water cycle? You can see here that it is shown in this figure that the water that is available on the ocean, pond, river is evaporized. It is convert into a water vapor. Water vapor. Why? Because of a lots of hot that is present on the sunlight vaporized the water that is present in the sea, and it goes in a sky, and where it is cool, and again it comes in a ground as a rain. Okay, it comes as a rain, and rays comes in a ground, and through the sipping of the waters is goes in a ground. It's converted into a groundwater, and we use groundwater for our drinking. Then it is a water cycle, and you might have seen a water cycle day by day in your life. Now you know sometime in a village area you can see that many children goes for a water, for fetching of the water very very far. Even they could not attend the class and school also because of the shortage of the water, because of the need of the water. Then it is very important that we save the water. Now groundwater, how it is an important source of water for our drinking. You know that a fresh water we can use for our drinking, and sometime you might have seen that through the hand pump, through the bore well, we get out the water through the ground. Then it is a groundwater. And actually what is you can think that sometime you dig you make a hole and you dig in to the soil. You will find out a moist soil from there, and when you will dig deeper and deeper, you find out a water. And what is this? This is a water table. And when this water table we use for our daily usual chores, like as for our drinking, for our washing cloth, for our brushing, for our drinking, then it is a water we use. And sometimes the borewell is used for getting out the water from the ground. Now you know that the seepage, sometime you know that the seepage of the water is called infiltrations. And how the water is seep? You know that in a pond, in a rivers, the soil seep the waters, and this seepage is responsible for increasing the groundwater. Then it is this process is called infiltrations. And the layer of the rock, the water, sometime in the layer of the rock below the water table contain water, it is called aquifer. Then first is what? Water table. Water table. What is water table? Actually, water table is a uppermost level of the water that you can found by the digging is called a water tables. The water tables, it may be that water table is, you can find the water tables in a uppermost layer of the soil, and it may be that very deeper, because in our Rajasthan and the south area of the India, the water table is very deeper, because here the seepage of the water table is not perfect, that's why. Then it may be. Okay. Second is infiltration. Infiltration means what? It is a seepage of the water is called infiltration. And third is aquifer. Equifier means the water that is available on the rock, on the level of the rock, on the gap of the level of the rock below the water table is called aquifer. Then you can see in this figure that it is a water table that you can take out the water through a hand pump, through a borewell, through a boring. It is a water table. And aquifer, you know that what is a aquifer? Aquifer is a layer of the layer of the rock contain water below the water table is called aquifer. And a groundwater, it is a seepage of water through a pond, through a river, through our water, rainwater by the soil is called groundwater. Okay, then then water. Now our depletion of water. What is the depletion? Means the shortage of water. Day by day the population is being increasing, the industry is being increasing, the agriculture activity is decreasing. Because of that, the depletion of water is getting place. What is the cause of depletion of water? Shortage of water. First is shortage of groundwater. First is increasing population. Second is industries. And third is agriculture activity. what happened actually, increasing of populations, we are day by day we are making floors in a pakka by the constructions. Then what happened, the seepage of the water is getting slow. That's why it is a cause of the depletation of the water. Whereas industries, if I will say about the industry, then you know that the industry is for running of the industries, any industry, we need a water, and we take out the water through the bore wells, and we are using that water from that is present on the river and pond. Then it is also a cause of the depletion of the water tables, and the agricultural activity is also a cause of the depletion of water. You know that irrigation is the important part of the agriculture activity, and we get out the water through the hand pump, through the bore well, through the boring, and this is a cause of the depletions of the water table. Now you know that the distributions of the water in different places of the India is different, because you know that in northern side of the India the water table level is so high. That's why we are in that area persons using the water constantly, whereas in Rajasthan they are the shortage of water is taking place. That's and the march, fighting, and queues, long queues is a cause of the shortage of water. Then the distribution of water in different places of India is different. You can see here that the northern part of India, the shortage, the northern part of the India, the groundwater is available, whereas the south part of the India, the shortage of the groundwater. Okay, it is so here in this figure. Okay, now you know that what is the management should do for a harvesting of the water, for a saving of the water. Actually, what happened? Management should provide every well planned pipe system in every area of your place, and be aware whenever they are using a pipe systems, leakage is not available on that, because leakage is a cause of a lots of water wastage. That's why it is an important thing. And also water harvesting we can take place by awareing every person to save of the water, because the persons waste the water through knowingly and unknowingly. Sometimes the persons start the taps and continuously leave that. It is a cause of the water wastage. And you have already learned in class 6 about the water harvesting. You know that in a south part of the India, Bawdi is very important. And this is a traditional way of collecting the rainwater, and through the seepage of the rainwater, the ground level water is being high. That's why we use the Bawdi. But with the times, the Bawdi is converted into piles of the garbage. But now the shortage of water is taken as much as place that again the water saving make a burning problems in front of world. That's why these area peoples again using the boundary, and this boundary is important for increasing the water table. Okay, and a farmer now using the drip irrigations, and this is also very important for saving the water, because by the drip irrigation what happened, you can see here that in a deep irrigation what happened here, that in every plants take a sufficient water as much as possible, as much as they required, then it is a good uh, very good functions that is taken by the farmer. And what role you can play, then we can play many roles, because every person make a hand of the save water. Whenever you are brushing, turn off the tap. Whenever you are cleaning the homes, you prefer to mopping instead of washing. And what is the effect of water scarcity on plant? Then you know that what is the effect, then you know that the plant is very important. Water is very important for plants. You might have take a experience when you leave that the water for watering, then what happened, they are become wrinkles and drying. And if you will not watering daily, it become dry. Then the water is very important, not even for the humans but also a plant. Then water saving is very important for us, and everyone is responsible for saving of water, and every person should take one step up for saving of the water. Then I think that you have understood all the topic that is related to this chapter. Now I am going to discuss with you a question answer. The fresh stored water in a ground is much more than the present in the river and the lakes of the water. It is false. Water shortage is a problem faced only by a people living in a rural area. It is also false, because a water shortage is not a problem for only a living rural area peoples. It is a problem for all. Water from river is only a source of irrigation. No, because we use the groundwater also for irrigation. Rain is our ultimate source of water. It is wrong, because river is also a source of the water. Explain how the groundwater is recharged by the seeping. Groundwater, this is a ground, and when the water is here in a pond and through a rain, the water is seepage. The water is started to seepage here, and it is recharged the ground water. There is 10 tubular in a lane of the 50 house. What could be long-term effect on the water tables? It will the cause of depletion of a water table there. You have been asked to maintain a garden. How will you minimize the uses of a water? We will use the drip irrigations in every plants. That will also save the water. Explain the factor responsible for depletion of water. First is increasing population. Second is industries. And third is, what is third? Third is agriculture activity. Okay. Now our next questions it so here that people obtain groundwater through a river and pond and rainwater. Okay, three form of water: snow, second is rain, and third is water vapor. The water bearing layer of the earth is called water table. The process of water seepage into a ground is called infiltrations. Which one is not responsible for water resource heavy rainfall? Choose the correct option. In a lake and river of the water remain constant. No. Third is option is right. In the sea and ocean of the world remain constant. Okay, then I think that you have understood all the topic that is related to this chapter, and you have also solved the question answer of this chapter. I am going to wrap up my session here, and I will meet with you in next session with a new concept. Okay, thanks.